திருச்சிட்டம் ஆடும் பரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனியானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிட்டம் தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரைந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் பெண்ணூறு ஆனாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய பரணே போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலையமண்ணா போற்றி, கண்ணாரமுத கடலே போற்றி, காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெரும் கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் சார்பாக ஆங்கில தொடர் வகுப்பு நம்முடைய அன்பிற்குரிய கத்தார் தம்பதியினர் அவருடைய நல்ல ஆதரவினாலே தொடர்ந்து நிகழ்வண்ணமாக The Holy Deities of Lord Siva, சைவசம் என்கிற அந்த பொது தலைப்பிலே த ஹோலி டைட்டிஸ் ஆஃப் லார்ட் சிவா என்கிற அந்த தலைப்பிலே நாம் சிந்தித்து கொண்டு வருகிற வாங்கிலே இன்றைய தினம் அகோர வீரபத்திரர் என்கிற மூர்த்தம் பற்றி சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கிறது. We discussed about Lord Vairava in the last session, and that is also one of the forms of Lord Shiva. These are all called Maheshwara Muhurtham in Agamam, and I have already told you that we are allowed and we should not, other than these deities, we should not offer our prayer or perform our puja. Saiva Agamam, Sivakumam has already prescribed which are all the Muhurthams to be installed in temples or to be worshipped in houses. Individual, let it be an individual puja or a puja in temple. We have to adopt the rules stipulated by Sivakumams. So we have to abide by the rules of Sivakumam. It is exclusively prescribed. It is exclusively prescribed for the Sivan temples and Siva pujas. So that there will be uniformity among the Saivats. There will be a definite pattern of the puja that can be followed throughout the world. Wherever you go in the world, you can perform puja for Lord Shiva for the permitted form of Lord Shiva. So we can, how we are allowed, if you are asking the question, we have to refer to Sivakumams and whether we are allowed to worship or offer our prayers to the particular deity that we are looking for. So whenever we are doing a puja, we should perform the puja for the deity that has been, the form that has been approved by Sivakumam. Sivakumam has approved the form, that pattern of form, the details of the form. It's also very important. Details are also very important. What are all the articles or weapons the particular form of Lord Shiva holding, all those details, what happens to the pattern of hands, how he looks like, what are all the things he is holding, all these details are given for each deity in Siva. That is why whenever our people are building a temple, they will decide by which agamam the pujas are going to be performed for that particular temple. Then they will go to that agamam and refer, and where the details would have been given. For example, if you install a particular form, then you are looking for the details of the form, how the statue should be carved, whether it should be in stone or metal. All these details are to be ascertained, and only after ascertaining all these details, you can order for such a statue. Those statues can be installed in either the temple or in our puja room, and we can offer our worship or prayers for that deity. So kindly understand that we cannot pray. That is why we have been advised. Don't buy the pictures of Lord Shiva or any other Lord from everywhere you like. It should be purchased only from the prescribed places where the people know the details of the particular deity, and the paintings should have been drawn according to the rules without breaking the rules or without deviating from the rules. The pictures should be there. So whenever we buy pictures, whenever we buy statues, whenever we buy deities, we should be very careful in ascertaining that the picture we are buying for our prayer or for our puja, the statue that we are ordering or procuring, it should conform to the specifications given in our agamams. That is being strictly followed nowadays, and there are no deviations. Of course, people are very much taking care. They are taking all precautions, so that the deity they have purchased or they have ordered for does not deviate from the original specified or prescribed deity. Kindly make it sure that you get the picture, painting, statue, idol from the place where it is meant for selling such things. Only, for example, we can go to temples and buy the pictures from the authorized sellers of the temple. The temple would have released some pictures. Those pictures would conform to the specifications, prescriptions. And you should not buy from the local people who draw Playar, Murugan, in whatever form they like, they will draw and they will sell. That such things should not be encouraged, because there are details that we are looking for in a deity. The deity should be conforming to the specifications mentioned in Agamam. So likewise, the paintings or the sculptures or the statues or the idols, all those things are very carefully selected, very carefully installed, and they are being offered prayers. You understand? So, Maheshwara Murthangal, about 25 Maheshwara Murthangal, those Maheshwara Murthangal are the prescribed or permitted form of Lord Shiva to be offered prayers. If you go to temples, you will find only one of these. If you just see any idol there, then that it will definitely find a place in Sivakumam. If it doesn't find a place in Sivakumam, then you should not install. Kindly, you must follow these rules. Then only it will yield the desired results. You understand? Okay, now in that pattern that we have been discussing many forms such as Ammayappar, Somaskandar and Dakshinamurti, Nadarasar, Vairavar. Likewise, we have been discussing the discussions would have given the details about these statues, why they are installed, what are all the details of the statues, what are the concepts behind these idols, all those things we have already discussed. Today we are going to take up another form of Lord Shiva, which is being installed in mostly in temples, but not at homes. These types of idols, for example, Bhairava or the idol that we are going to discuss today, they are called Veha Vadivam. That is a form with a force. Peaceful forms are there. Shanta Vadivam. This is called Veha Vadivam. Ammayappar is called Bhoga Vadivam. Pleasure idols, pleasurable. All these things are Vyoga Vadivam, Bhoga Vadivam, and then Yoga Vadivam. Dakshinamurti is called Yoga Vadivam. Usually we don't install, we don't install these idols conforming to the prescriptions of Veka Vadivam and Yoga Vadivam at our homes. They are only found in the temples. They are installed there. In temples, these three type of forms, that is Yoga, Bhoga, Veha forms are allowed to be installed and they are yielding result. But for example, today we are going to discuss another Veha Vadivam, that is called Agoraverabhadrar. Agoraverabhadrar we never install at our homes for our pujas. This Agoraverabhadrar, this form is called Veha Vadivam, a form with force. With force. So you can find such statues only in temples, and they are not supposed to be at our homes for our prayer. Because you must understand the concept behind the form of these Lord Shiva, form of Lord Shiva, these forms of Lord Shiva. Why he assumes this form? See, all these forms are the 25 Agama approved forms. They are called Maheswara Murthangal. Maheswara Murthangal. This Maheswara Murthangal, number being 25, the Agoraverabhadrar is one of them. It is being classified as Veha Vadivam. The Veha Vadivam is punishing the evils, punishing the wicked. So, it is a very forceful deity, and we are not, and we are supposed to perform puja regularly and without any flaws. So that is why we must be very careful in performing puja, in arranging the prayer. We must be very careful for these type of forms, because we are not supposed to commit any mistake in doing the puja. That is why people will be advising us not to have such statues, not to have such forms for prayer at our homes. Anyway, Agoraverabhadrar is one of the very famous forms of Lord Shiva, very famous forms of Lord Shiva. If you go to some specified temples, you can find him there. For example, in Madurai temple, Madurai Meenakshi, Arulmigu Meenakshi Amman temple, you can find him there with a gorgeous look, forcing his sword into the Daman. Likewise, the statue will be there. So the face will be very terrifying, the watcher. So it will be very forceful, and a very furious look will be found on the face, because Agoraverabhadrar cannot bear the wickedness, cannot bear the evil. He will null away the evil at the sight of it. So there was an incident describing his appearance in a yajna that has been explained very beautifully and in detail in our Kanda Puranam. In Kanda Puranam, the story has been depicted, has been described with more details. But before that, you must also, if you go through the Tirumurais, all our mentors, all our gurus, in their Devaram, Tiruvasagam, in their sonnets, they will be frequently mentioning, the bravery of Agoraverabhadrar. Agoraverabhadrar, with a great braveness, he went on punishing the Devar, the heavenly people, and he will not differentiate between the people. He will not differentiate between the people. He will punish whoever it is. Let him be a demon or let him be a heavenly dweller. Let it be anything. He will not bear the lacuno, the shortcoming. He will definitely punish. So that is the theme behind the story, and the story goes like this. Brahma is doing the creation, and he had one son called Taksha Prajapati. This son, the son of Lord Brahma, was asking his father, who is the primary God, or who is God? Why there are lot of gods? You also claim to be God of creation. I really want to know who is the real Lord, because I have gone through Vedas, and frequently it is being mentioned that there is only one Lord. How come there are a lot of gods like you? Who is really the God? He was asking the question. Lord Brahma answered him, we are all called Lord. only because of Lord Shiva. He is the Lord of Lords. He has nominated us for these jobs. He only nominated me for the profession, for the work of creation. He only nominated Tirumal for the protection. So he only nominated all the people in their respective duties, and he is responsible for our fame and name. See, we must offer our prayer only to him. If we intermediate people, if they come across on our journey of this religious journey, the final authority to receive the prayer is only Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the one and only Lord. He is the one and only God. He is the most powerful. He is the most incomparable. Lord of Lords, Emperor of Emperors, King of Kings. You call whatever you like, but He is the only God. Likewise, Lord Brahma advised Daksha Prajapati, his son. So immediately Daksha decided to perform tavam to get boons from Lord Shiva. Because of his sincerity in performing this tavam, Lord Shiva appeared and asked him what he wanted. Daksha told him that he would be willing to have all the fame and name of Lord Shiva. Whoever comes and pays respect for Lord Shiva should also come to me and pay respect to me. That is how he climbed. Lord Shiva laughed himself. This fellow has done a very nice tavam, but he doesn't know what to ask for. He is asking for a thing that will bring him destruction. So we may be asking so many things, but we must be knowing that whether they will bring good to us. So many things we are praying before God. We are requesting Him to offer. We are requesting Him to sanction so many things, without knowing what those things will bring to us in our life. We don't understand. We are asking for so many things, thinking that they will bring joy to our life. But on the contrary, we would be punished by the things we wanted, that we don't know. So whenever we go to Lord Shiva and offer a prayer, we should be very, very careful not to ask Him anything. Offer a prayer to Him, request Him, summon to Him, and tell Him that whatever is good for us should be given by Him. Give me whatever is good to me. Give me whatever does good to me. Give me whatever is favorable to me. All these things we should ask Him, and most of above all these things we must ask Him, give me the thought that I should think about you all the time. I should never forget you. That boon I want. We must ask Him, oh my Lord, please give me the unforgettability of your kindness. I should always remember your kindness. I should always remember your proximity with me, your close proximity with me. I should never ask for things that will bring these sufferings to my life. So likewise we must ask the Lord, but Daksha wanted the things that will bring destruction to him. He asked for fame and name. He wanted to be given respect equal to Lord Shiva. He started considering him equal to Lord Shiva. He is a poor thing, is it not? We should not consider to be equal to any other living thing. We are not equal. See, we are unique. All souls are unique. One soul doesn't, is not equal to another soul. It may have its own history. Another soul will have its own history. So, when two souls are bonded together for a life, please understand that our history is different from the history of the other one. Some or other we are matching them, that is all. So, matching the thoughts, not matching, as a matter of fact, give and take policy. You lose sometimes and allow your partner to win, and sometimes you win and you will be allowed to win by your partner by losing themselves. So, winning over should not be a continuous process. We should not think that we always should win over our partner. It shouldn't be like that. Lose sometimes, gain sometimes. So, treat them as equal. Understand that you have been defeated by only your loved one. If you understand that you have been defeated by your loved one, then you won't feel the defeat at all. You will feel as if you have also succeeded. So, that is the secret of the thing. Okay, here this Dakshan wanted to be thought of equal to Lord Shiva, and asked him the famous name of him, and also requested him, whoever comes to pay respect for Lord Shiva should also come and pay respect to him. Lord Shiva laughed, but his nature is always to sanction, never to deny anything. So, he is just sanctioned. Okay, go ahead. You will be given respect by everybody who respects me. That is what you want, isn't it? One more thing I want, he asked. Yes, go on. Dakshan told that this will be possible only if the rank of me should match with the rank of yours. What should I do for that? Lord Shiva asked. I want to marry Goddess Parvati. I want to marry your Shakti. I want you to marry Shakti when she comes as my daughter. So, she must grow coming to me as my daughter, and you must come to me and ask me to wed my daughter to you. In that connection, I will be a giver and you will be a taker. That is how he makes the Lord should be dependent on him. That will make him equal to Lord. He worked out the plan, and he told Lord Shiva, so that your Shakti can come as my daughter, and then you later on you please come and ask for my daughter. I will get her. I will get you with her married, so that you will become my son-in-law, and father-in-law, son-in-law relationship will make us both equal. His plan was accepted. Lord Shiva said, okay, whatever you ask for has been sanctioned. He went away. Anyway, so as per his boon, Dakshan got the goddess Shakti as his daughter. She was growing there, and when she reached the stage of marriage, Lord Shiva came and asked him that he wants to get married with his daughter. He said, okay, we will fix up a date, we will fix up the marriage, and all the people may be invited, and we will celebrate the marriage in a gorgeous manner. so that everybody will understand my status. That's how he planned. But Lord Shiva doesn't like the idea, and without his knowledge, he just hijacked Goddess Shakti from him. The Goddess Shakti was known as a Dakshayini when she was brought up by him as his daughter. So he took Dakshayini to Kailayam. Because of this, Dakshan went furious, and the enmity was growing between Lord Shiva and Dakshan. Dakshan somehow or other wanted to defame Lord Shiva. He was asking everybody not to give respect to Lord Shiva. If you are under my cover, you need not be afraid of Lord Shiva, because I was given the respect by the Lord Shiva. So when the respect was with me, nobody can go against me. So you all come to me. Don't go to Lord Shiva. Likewise, he was making propaganda, and he was attracting, and he was fetching all the heavenly people on his side. Even though they knew that it is wrong to insult Lord Shiva, it would bring them destruction. They all knew, but fearing Dakshan, they abided by the rules of Dakshan. One day Dakshan decided to perform a very great yajnam without inviting Lord Shiva, and he requested his grandfather. His grandfather is Thirumal, isn't it? His father is Brahma. So he invited Thirumal and asked him to lead the yajna. Lord Thirumal, he was hesitant at the initial stage, but later on he agreed. Okay, who is going to call me as the primary god? I was always a secondary one. So now Dakshan is calling me to preside over the yajna. So I will do it. And Lord Narayana went there. No doubt Lord Brahma also went there, because he thought that Dakshan will be giving some troubles to him if he didn't attend. So he also agreed. Everybody went there. All heavenly people attended the yajna, and the goddess Shakti, Dakshayini, knowing this, she got furious. Without inviting Lord Shiva, Dakshan is disgracing and insulting my Padi, Lord Shiva. So I will go and advise him. And she went there and advised his father. Lord Shiva is the sole God, God of all gods. If you just own enmity with him, then you are bringing destruction to your life. So go and beg Lord Shiva and ask him to forgive your crimes. Go to him. That's how she advised him, but he was not listening. And he was also insulting his daughter, and he also asked her why she was attending the yajna when she is not invited. Why are you attending the yajna when you are not invited? And he just drove away. She went to Lord Shiva and asked him to destroy the yajna, because it is a bad precedent for others. If it is allowed to complete, then everybody will start doing the yajna without Lord Shiva's blessings. So without his blessings and without his participation, nothing will happen in this world. It should be brought to the notice of everybody. So that is why this story has been made very popular among the Saivats. So Lord Shiva made another form of his own entity called Agoraverabhadrar. Agoraverabhadrar came out of him. This form came out of him, out of his furiousness. And this Agoraverabhadrar was asked by Lord Shiva to go to the yajna and to punish Dakshan because of his ignorance and arrogance. Agoraverabhadrar went there with his goddess. He went there with his Shakti, as a matter of fact. Goddess Kali also accompanied him. Agoraverabhadrar went there and advised Dakshan, you bow before Lord Shiva. What you are doing is wrong. He advised him. What you are doing is wrong. Go and bow before Lord Shiva. Otherwise, you will be bringing destruction to your present life. Say you are enjoying all these things, this fame, this name. Who gave you all these things? Just think about a moment. He was telling him, he was advising him. Think about a moment. Who gave you all these things? How you achieved all these things? Did you inherit all these things from your father? Did you inherit everything from your grandfather? No. These are all blessed by Lord Shiva. So understand your realness, reality, understand, and then realize your mistakes, crimes. Because of you, people are afraid. They are attending your yajna, not because they love you, not because they think that you are doing right thing, not because they think that you will be doing a good thing to them, not because of all those things. It is only because of the fear in them for you. Why? How the fear is created in them? Because you have been blessed by Lord Shiva, that you will have equal power, that you will have large power and large respect from these people. Only for the blessing, only for that boon, you are enjoying all these things. So everything, if you just analyze, it will turn into the blessing of Lord Shiva. I have given you the advice at this moment. I have not come here to attend the yajna. If you don't listen to me, then the whole yajna will be a funeral function for you. That's all I can tell you. He was a thundering voice. He was charging him and making him to be afraid and to making him to understand the truth. But because of the fate, he didn't listen. See, there should be a good time for anybody to listen to good things. If their fate is not favorable, they will not listen to good things, they will not attend good things, they will not do good deeds or good things. Because of their fate, there will be after mistakes, crimes, bad people, and their life will be full of sufferings. We are seeing by naked eye. It's a pure logic. It's a pure logic you can understand. Somewhere or other, we have come to this world, isn't it? We have taken this birth. We have come to this world. The circumstances, the pattern of our life, we have not chosen. It has been designed already, and we are made to fit in this. If you don't like the setup, if you don't really going good with the setup, or if you don't like the setup, if you want to change the setup, what can you do? Can you change it by yourself? You must understand that this setup has been fabricated, has been made, and you are brought into that setup so that you are fitting into the setup. Is it not? So, please understand, the only power that can change your setup, the only power that can bring peace, the only setup that can bring joy in your setup, in this setup, is only who formed the setup, and that is Lord Shiva. So, the only thing that we can do, the only option for our recovery from the misgivings is to surrender to the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. Is it not? So, understand, people should understand that making prayers is not optional, it's a compulsory. It's a compulsory, it's a mandatory. Is it not? People think that whether if you want to pray, pray. If you don't want, do not pray. If you want to perform puja, perform. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you want to go to temple, go. If you don't want to go to temple, don't go. This won't help. This will bring all the miseries in our life. Our life won't be peaceful. Is it not? So, God won't be bothered if you come to Him or not, if you pray to Him or not, if you perform puja or not. He is not the person who is bothered about it. Whether you come or not, He is not worried. Only you are the beneficiary. If the beneficiaries would approach Lord Shiva and offer the prayers. You understand? Okay. That was the thing went on between Agoraverabhadrar and Dakshan. Dakshan didn't hear. He was not ready to accept the offer. He just said, "Oh, Veerabhadran, you are the messenger of Lord Shiva, isn't it? I am not afraid of Lord Shiva. Then why should I be afraid of a messenger? You are just a messenger. You have given the message, isn't it? Come on, clear out. Quit the place. Your duty is over. Why are you here? You have delivered the message. I got it. What to do on that message, it will be decided by us. You need not be here. You can go, don't disturb us." That's how he answered. Agoraverabhadrar got very furious. This adamant fellow, aggressive fellow should be taught a lesson. Then Agoraverabhadrar asked his fellow who accompanied Agoraverabhadrar, his servant, "Go to the entrance, close it. Don't open the door unless otherwise I ask for." So he went over there, closed the door, and he asked, "Should I fight?" Agoraverabhadrar told him, "No, you are just an entry. It's entry at the entry. That's all. Stand over there. See to it that nobody is escaping. That's all." Then Agoraverabhadrar started beating everybody. Beating, stamping, thrashing. I do not know more words in English. Oh, he was just catching and just pulling him down to the earth and stamping him. All these things he was doing to every people. People started running from here and there. They were looking for places to escape. Nobody was left unpunished. Everybody, every blessed people was caught and was punished by Agoraverabhadrar. He just smashed the teeth of sun. He just put the moon on the floor and he was just stamping him. And finally, when Dakshan came over, he was just swiping his sword, cutting off the head, and it went on and it fell down on the fire of Yajna. And that's how Dakshan died on the spot. Brahma came over and Brahma was also defeated, and Tirumal also came over. and Agoraverabhadrar were very furious on Thirumal. You are the man to advise everybody. You are the soul to advise everybody. You have been awarded this very great post by whom? Did you get it by your own? No. Lord Shiva awarded you this post of Thirumal. You are doing the job of protection. You should not protect the evil. You should protect the good. You should protect the rule. You should protect the justice. You should protect the law. What is the fun of coming over here? Here, everything is wrong. It will not do any good to these your people. Is it not? Then why did you attend this? He was asking and smashing him on the floor. As a matter of fact, Thirumal tried to fight at the initial stage and then understood that fight will not do anything to Agoraverabhadrar. He was so furious and his one swing will make him die. Then he finally surrendered, please leave me. But Agoraverabhadrar was very furious and he punished him. And he opened his skull and took away one nerve through which he was bleeding like anything. So likewise, Agoraverabhadrar was teaching lesson to all the people there who attended the yajna. And everybody understood, and finally Lord Shiva with his spouse appeared there and asked Agoraverabhadrar to quench the fire of anger. And then slowly the fire of anger came down. So Agoraverabhadrar is the person, is the deity, is the form punishing the evil, punishing the people who are doing crime going against Saivats. The laws of Saivam should be followed sincerely. Whenever there is a breach, whenever there is a broken law happening, there the Agoraverabhadrar will come and punish the concerned people. So that is how the details are going. If you just look at him, he will be always accompanied. He will be always accompanied by his spouse Kali, Veerabhadra Kali. So both of them, if you just look at them, they are the symbols of the bravery of this Lord Shiva. The bravery of Lord Shiva has been given a personification, and that is called Agoraverabhadrar. Agoraverabhadrar. If you go to temples, you can see the statues, the forms of Agoraverabhadrar in a prominent place. People will be going over there and performing pujas, doing prayers before him. But I just request you, if you just see the statue there, and the photograph was taken in Madurai, if you just look at this, you see his 2 feet. The smoldering with holy ash. We should not do like this. We should not even touch the statue. We should be away from it and offer our prayers. The most things are the least thing you can do is, or the desirable thing you can do is, you can just put some flowers under its feet without touching it. Is it not? So these statues are to be preserved very, very sacredly and also carefully. You cannot do such a sculpture with all these details. If you go to Perur in Coimbatore district, in Perur, near Nadaraja, you can just see the statue of Agoraverabhadrar. you can just look at him for minutes together, why even hours together, to admire the details of the sculpture and also the beauty of the sculpture. The furious look of him will drive away our fear and enmity from us. So, we are supposed to offer him prayer, we are supposed to perform puja, or we are supposed to pray him if we want to drive away our enmity, if we want to drive away our fear, then go to Agoraverabhadrar, perform pujas, then you will be blessed. So, such a thing, the prayer you can do is only in temples, You are not supposed to have photographs or the sculptures or the statues in your home for any prayer. You are not advised to install there, because you should be very, very careful in maintaining such installations. That is why we are not supposed to keep it there. Even in temples, it should be looked upon with the utmost care and to be performed there. The puja should be performed. Okay, now the Agoraverabhadrar is one of the forms of Lord Siva installed in temples. It depicts the Kora Vadivam, that is the furious form, or the bravery showing form, whatever you want, you can call. You can just see he would be having 10 hands, 5 sets of hands. If you just look at it, you can witness. The one with the sword, the right hand sword, you can just see the punishing Daksha. After the consent of goddess Dakshayani, Lord Shiva asked Veerabhadrar to fix up the head for Dakshan. But by that time, the fire would have charred the head of Dakshan. Dakshan's head fell on the fire, so it was not to be recovered. So, what Agoraverabhadrar did was, there was a head of a lamb. So, he took it and he fitted it on him. So, Dakshan was having a lamb head, always nodding. Who is the Almighty? Is it not Lord Shiva? Yes. Will you say that Lord Shiva is the Supreme God? Yes. So, he would be always nodding yes with a lamb head. You understand? Okay. So, that is how we have been discussing the supremacy of Lord Shiva. The deities, those are installed in temples. They are having different concepts. Once we go to a particular deity for our prayer, we must understand the basic concept or the basic theory, basic details of the statue or the sculpture, why it has been formed as one of the forms, approved forms of Lord Shiva in Agamam. What does it indicate? What is the basic concept? All these things you must be understanding, and then only you must perform the puja. Then only your puja will be meaningful. See, unless otherwise I don't understand what is the concept behind such a form. All, of course, all are going to terminate into Lord Shiva. Even though there are different routes, it is going to end up in one destination. So, there may be different forms, but all forms are going to end up with Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he is not having any definite form, but these forms, all of these forms, he is assuming only for the devotees. Since the devotees are loving them, he is assuming them to please the devotees, to cool them. That is the basic idea we must understand in these deities. So, we have been discussing the deity of Agoraverabhadrar. There are some separate temples for Vairavar and Agoraverabhadrar. There is a temple, separate temple for Agoraverabhadrar itself. Temples are being built as the Moolavar. Agoraverabhadrar as the Moolavar. There are temples being built. So, with this, I am just concluding this session. In this session, we discussed about the Lord Agoraverabhadrar, and we also discussed about the basic concept of this form, his bravery. Since he punished Dakshan, Dakshan was also out of the sins, because he was punished. Why we are being punished? That basic theory you must understand. If we are punished, then understand that we have come out of the sin we have committed. If you don't get the punishment, then you are not out of the sin. You are just it is being a load against your head. It is a load on your head. Unless otherwise you get the punishment and you suffer the punishment, you are not free. So understand, if you are suffering, then you are being punished and you are getting the punishment for your sin. Your punishments make the sins go away, nullify them. You understand? So likewise, the punishments are being accorded by the Lord Shiva to null away our sins in our lives. Somehow or other we have earned lot of sins and those are to be removed for us to enjoy. Unless otherwise the disease is removed, you cannot be enjoying the life. If you want to enjoy a good food, then you should be cured against your stomach ache. Is it not? If your stomach ache is not removed, how can you enjoy the good food, a feast? So the sins are like stomach aches. The Lord Shiva's pleasure, bliss is the treat. If you want to get the treat, then understand that you must null away the sins and pray him. Whenever you are punished, you should not be let out by him. You should not be abandoned by him. So always ask for forgiveness. Always offer your prayers with sincerity. Always catch hold of his feet. Always chant Namah Shivayam, and you will be out of danger. You will be out of your suffering, and there will be definitely a pleasure awaiting for you if you make a prayer to Lord Shiva. So all these forms of deities, whichever deity, whichever form is attractive to you or adaptable to you, then you can adopt and you can perform puja to the respective deity. With this, I am just concluding this session. I will now chant the 5-lettered mantra 5 times. I may request you to kindly follow me. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Tiruchitrambalam, Tiruchitrambalam. We are going to release a book on Jnanasambandar, Jnana Kuzhandai. It's going to be released very soon. If you just register prayerly, the book cost will be only 310. If you want to buy the book after the release of book also, you can purchase the book, you can get the book, but at the cost of 360. We are giving a concession of 50 rupees. If you register beforehand, that is before the release of book, if you register, then we are giving you a concession of 50 rupees. The book will be posted to your address if you give us the postal, if you bear the postal charges. Okay, with this, let me conclude. We will meet for the next week's session. We will continue our lectures on the holy deities of Saivam. We will discuss about another form, another deity of Lord Shiva in our next session. Thank you. Tiruchittambalam. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.